Good morning, everybody. So this is not a planned live. This is just a random live stream. So I'm not sure if anybody will trickle in or not. I didn't post this anywhere. I just decided I had to get ready, so I would go ahead and go live and get ready with you guys. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. Hey Gramsy Life, hey Nala, hey Maximum Effort, hey Lean, hey guys. I appreciate you guys being here. I didn't really anticipate anybody to come in, but it's nice that you guys are here. I am just going to be, hey Sherry, I'm just going to be getting ready today. So this isn't going to be a super long live stream. It's probably going to be 30 minutes or so, maybe a little bit longer. So we can talk about anything. If you want this to be more of like a Q&A kind of live, we can do that while I get ready. Or if you guys want to ask about the products I'm using, we can do that too. Whatever you guys want, just kind of a go with the flow as I get ready. Where am I going? I don't know where I'm going, to be honest. Hey Della, there's a couple of things that I need to go to Walmart for. I got a new printer to be able to print better print cut files for my Cricut, and I need to go get a couple of things for the printer. So I'm probably going to be going to Walmart. The printer that we got is supposed to be able to print in like 4K. So we want to see if it can print pictures out really well too. Trying to kind of think of maybe ideas for Christmas presents and things like that. I think I've talked with you guys before that this year is the first year that I will be hosting Christmas. And it is turning out to be, we will have probably quite a bit of people here. So I'm going to start preparing like the house and getting Christmas gifts for everybody. It's going to be a big turnout. I'm slightly nervous about it, but I'm working through it as I can. So we're probably going to get some stuff for that. I appreciate you being here. You don't have to, I understand if there's other stuff going on or people have other things, other obligations, so to speak. I don't expect everybody to stay here the full time, or if you don't ever have the time, don't feel bad. If you never make a live, don't feel bad you don't make it. It's totally fine. You guys know I typically will repost my live streams, so you can always watch them in replay if you're interested about whatever topic it is. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry. I hope you're okay. You are in my thoughts. Okay, I see. Yeah, I didn't even really pay too much attention to the time. I just kind of have to get ready. I wanted to get ready now. I got up a little while ago and I figured I would just get on here. I had a couple of questions. Hey, Sassy and Heels. I had a couple of questions on my other video that I posted. Did I post that yesterday? I don't know. I kind of took a social media hiatus yesterday day. So I think it went up yesterday. I just got to responding to everybody this morning. There were some questions about makeup and just some comments about makeup, and I was like, you know, I have to get ready for today. I will hop on. That way, in case anybody has any questions about what I'm using or want any of my recommendations, I can give them to you live. Hey, Jake's Baby Cakes. Yeah, apparently there is, I mean, we've heard all kinds of creators mention that there's issues with YouTube as far as like sending out notifications and people being unsubscribed from their channels. You know, I never I believed it was happening, but I thought it was happening to larger channels. Apparently not. I've had a couple of people comment that in my comment sections. So I guess it affects all YouTubers. I'm sorry you didn't get the notification. I've heard if you unsubscribe and then resubscribe to the channel, that sometimes that will help. I don't know if that's true. I have never really had the issue of getting unsubscribed from anybody. So I don't know what makes YouTube do that. And same thing with like the notifications. I don't ever have like push notifications on for YouTubers. If I did, my phone would probably be going off all the time since I'm subscribed to so many. I just watch them as I can. Yeah, we're all sorry that that's gotta be hard. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you are, handling your grieving process in a healthy way for you. Yeah, you'll have to let me know, Jake's Baby Cakes, if that works for you as far as like unsubscribing and then subscribing back. See if that helps with that issue. I don't know what foundation I want to use today. I don't know if I want to try one I haven't tried in a while. In the video I posted the other day, I'd picked up using the, if you haven't seen it, I've started using my Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundations again. I really like these. The long-term wear wasn't the best for me. I don't know if it's because I can't remember how long I've had these. Maybe it's because they're older. I mean, this foundation smells anyways. It doesn't smell expired. It smells like it did when I got it, which is like paint, which is disgusting. But the coverage and the finish are really nice. Sorry if you can hear me clanking around back here. I don't know. I have so many. That's the problem. I have way too many foundations. Yeah, it does smell. Hey, Amber. It smells really bad. The coverage is pretty good. It didn't wear as good as I had thought it would. I have a couple of other foundations here I haven't worn in a while. This one is way too dark for me. This is the Smashbox Studio Skin. But that's definitely too dark. That's too dark too. So here's a foundation. I have a couple of foundations here that actually are drugstore foundations I've been meaning to try out again, because when I had tried them the first time, the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop, and a lot of like, when I say people, I mean other YouTubers who do like product reviews. This was a very hit or miss product. For me, I did not like this. I've only tried it like once or twice and I didn't like it, so I might try that today. Hey, Claire. Another one that people really like is the CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir. I've used this a few times, I can tell, and I can't remember. I don't think I liked it, but I think I still used it. I typically use products even if I don't like them, just because if I'm going to spend the money on it, even if it's a cheaper foundation, I'm going to use all of it. And then the other one is the Super Stay from Maybelline that people had enjoyed. Hey, Barbara. You need a good recommendation for very dry skin. So I think I've talked with you guys before. I have pretty normal skin, but it does typically fall into the drier category. Like I get dry patches and stuff like that. My issue is more I have some bigger pores in certain areas of my face. So I try to use, if I use a primer, which it's 50-50 if I am going to use a primer or not, I will use one that fills in those pores a little bit. But the foundation, I have found for me personally, if I moisturize a good bit ahead of time before I put on any foundation or anything like that, and I kind of let it set and make sure I'm prepping my skin well, I don't have as many issues with coverage and like the products wearing off, if that makes sense. So I don't know if that will help you. I know if you have like dry skin, going for like super matte foundations isn't typically recommended. My two holy grail foundations are the Fenty Beauty foundation and the Estee Lauder Double Wear. This one is like practically empty right now. But these are both my tried and trues. They give me, even though this is a matte foundation, I get more of a satin finish from this. And same with the Double Wear. I know some people say that this is like way too drying for them. I get a satin finish with both of these, and it looks really, really good on my skin. It's all really dependent on our skin, I believe. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize you guys had been chatting with me. Sorry, my computer is over this way today, so. Barbara, did you see what I recently found out about that? I didn't know it happened when it happened. After my live stream Friday, I dipped out of social media. For no real reason, except for I know that I need to have boundaries. I've talked about this. I even have a video on my channel where I'm putting in place boundaries. So I am making sure I'm not spending too much time online, whether it be as a creator or a viewer. So I am learning about that situation. I found out about it last night. You can't keep buying makeup. Yeah. You never wear foundation you're too oily. You've never found one that's gentle on your skin. There's definitely some out there. You know what I would recommend, Sassy in Heels, is Taylor Wynn, WYNN. She has Foundation Fridays, which she has been doing for years. She used to have oily skin, and then she got on Accutane, and now her skin was really dry. And then now I think she has like combination skin. You can go back in her series of that, and if you have any foundations that you're interested in, you can see how they wore on her skin. And she breaks them down really well. I've found some of my holy grails from her, although I don't think she likes this foundation. Why did I get this one? I don't know. This has been my holy grail foundation for several years. I can't remember who recommended it when I actually purchased it. Is Fenty worth the price? In my opinion, it is. Now, the products that I have from her is I have her foundation, I have her lip glosses, most of them, not all of them. And I also have her bronzer, both the powder and the cream. And I enjoy all of those products. I have not gotten a Fenty product that I didn't like. The only one that was like really is the setting spray. This setting spray is like so, I don't even know if you guys can see that on how fine, that's how fine the mist is. So I feel like it's setting my makeup, but I don't know. So and it has a lot of fragrance in it. I think it smells like straight up perfume. I'm trying to read the ingredients to see if it says. I'm pretty sure it's on the box and not on the bottle, but it's super fragrant. It doesn't smell bad. It's just really strong smelling. Double Wear comes in a moisture. I've seen that. Double Wear has come out with another line of it. I haven't purchased it because that's my holy grail. It's just chat. Is this a challenge to see how long you can have some time to yourself? You like the Urban Decay Stay Naked, the Lancome Tinty Dole, and you heard excellent reviews about the NARS foundation. I think I have the Urban Decay foundation. I've only used it a couple of times. Mine is like separated. Or is that something on my, yeah. Mine's got this weird, I didn't get this when it first came out. I bought this late. Like after the launch. I'm trying to see if this orange spot will shake up, and it's not looking like it will. I don't know what that is. Hey Claire Bear, hey Smiley Mama, how's everybody doing? Bibsy BB. I can't believe Thanksgiving's next week. Oh my gosh. Hey Charlotte, how are you? Every time you use setting spray, you mess up mascara. I used to have that issue. What I've learned to do is to not blink. Like I close my eyes when I go to spray, and like I've learned to hold it far enough away to where I'm not shocked when it touches my skin. That way I don't blink, because I used to have transfer all down here, and if my eyes were open, it would transfer up here. Either that or I wait until my mascara is dry and then I put on my setting spray. You really want the NARS foundation. I don't think I have any of the NARS foundations. I might have at one point, but I don't think I do. A foundation that I actually liked, I mean, this is a little bit higher end, but a foundation that I actually like that I didn't see get hardly any hype is the Tarte Found Sealer. I really liked this. I haven't used it in a while. I haven't used it since we moved, but I liked it. I was using it pretty solid for a while. I mean, you can tell based off of how much is gone. You're going to start wearing makeup again. It's not necessary. I mean, if you're comfortable without wearing makeup, I wouldn't encourage people who are comfortable. I don't wear makeup every day. I really don't. There's days I go into work without makeup. I typically try my best to wear some kind of coverage when I go in for work, but not that I have to, and I don't feel I need to. So there's some days I won't wear makeup at all. On the weekends, I typically don't wear makeup unless I'm doing a live with you guys, then I will. And even then, so you guys have seen me barefaced quite a lot. I don't always wear makeup. But it gets time consuming. Yeah, I've noticed that. You need to do self-maintenance again. So I've noticed, like with COVID and everything, it's been easy for me when I don't have any obligations to not put as much self-care into myself as far as like my makeup goes. So I've been trying to make sure I do my makeup more than what I was. I went like 2 weeks without wearing makeup unless it was for you guys. Yes, I did do my nails again, and I have to edit that video and put it up. But I got my other jelly tips in, and the review and the demo of these will be up on my channel probably tomorrow or Tuesday. I have to finish editing it. I know Radiant Brit has a mascara recommendations video. If you have any issues with mascara, I'm sure you guys have heard my complaint that I can't find a good mascara to save my life. You work from home. If I worked from home, I probably wouldn't put any makeup on. Makeup really isn't that, I think what I find that it seems a lot of people are worried about doing makeup wrong, or like they're not good at it, or it's been a long time and they don't know. Just go for it. Practice at home before you wear it out in public, right? Like, 'cause that's what I did for a long time. Like I would just practice. You guys have probably seen my makeup collection video. If not, I do have one on my channel. And I have like a ton of foundation, and a lot of the reason why I have so many foundations is because I was trying to find my right shade. Most of these I can make work when they're off. Like this Healthy Elixir is not my shade. This is way too yellow for me. I bought the shade Custard in Huda Beauty because online it doesn't look like this. Online it looks like it's more light color, and it doesn't. So I bought the Angel Food, which is her lightest shade, and I still have to mix these two. And even this one has a yellow tint. I don't wear these very often because I have to work with them so much to make them somewhat match my skin tone. I say just practice. If you want to get back into wearing makeup, or you want to start to wear makeup, or you feel that you're not good at it, at night before you take a shower, or in the morning before you typically would shower and wash your face, just practice. Put it on, see how it is, and if you like it, take a few pictures. If you don't, just wash it off and try again the next night, right? Soft Matte something. It's for oily skin. It's $40 for a 1.5 ounce. I mean, 1.5 ounces is larger for most foundations are only an ounce. And $40 is, it's steep. It's a steep initial price, it seems, but with higher end foundations, what I've noticed is you don't need, foundation in general, you don't need as much as it appears that you need. A lot of creators, I feel like, have made it seem like you need to just like mask your whole face. And I only use about a pump to 2 pumps for my entire face, and that really depends on the coverage and the foundation. You might try Tarte because you need full coverage. You have rosacea and you don't want it to look cakey. Yeah, that is, I mean, the Estee Lauder is such a hit and miss with people, but that one is full coverage. Maybe I will try to scrape what I can, and this will be what I use today. Oh, Kiki has some mascaras she can recommend. Oh, thank you guys. I appreciate the compliments on my nails. You don't put makeup or real clothes on now. I feel like a lot of people have kind of come into that. You test products for Influenster. Okay, yeah, definitely give us your recommendations. You ran to the store in your jammies. You get shades that are too light. So I know if you get a shade that is like too dark, you can often use your concealer to offset. And I think you can do the same if you get a foundation that's too light. You can just use a bronzer to bronze up the parts of your face which you would want to not be as light. The Benefit They're Real is good. You use a good BB cream for sheer coverage. You don't want it to appear cakey. Yeah, I understand that. I am more of like a medium to full coverage. And it's not because I don't know really why, like talking about it now, like I have freckles. I don't know if you guys can see, and I have a couple of spots on my face that are discoloration. I don't care, like barefaced, I don't care if those shows, but when I put foundation on, I want to start with like a fresh canvas, so to speak. So I typically go for medium to full coverage for that reason. It's not because I don't have pride in my freckles and stuff like that. I know a lot of people like freckles. I just feel weird when half of my skin is like showing. I think a lot of it is maybe because I haven't found a good light coverage. Anytime I have light coverage, I feel like it's super splotchy. You think the cost is an amazing deal. You use high-end foundation to be shade matched. They're usually an ounce or under. Yeah, I have never, I'm trying to think what my most expensive foundation is. I don't know. I don't know what my highest priced foundation is. I've looked at buying some of the really high-end ones to just see because they get a lot of recommendations, but I am kind of stingy when it comes to foundation as far as what I'm willing to pay, because there are drugstore foundations that do a really good job, and I feel like it's kind of a waste of money. The one place where I do spend more than I probably should is eyeshadow palettes. Freckles are a sign of intelligence. I have not heard that saying before. I've heard the angel kisses one before. Yeah, I've heard that one before. Or sun kisses, I've heard that one too. You do use high-end products, you get what you pay for. I agree, but there are some like drugstore that I think do a very good job. So I'm gonna try and use this foundation today. I know there's not much in it. This is the Estee Lauder one. I haven't used it because I know there's not much in here. And this might be a little dark for me now. We'll see. Might have to actually scrape it out of the bottle. Oh, I know, the $200 foundations. That's crazy. I haven't looked at ones that expensive. I've looked at ones that are like $70, and obviously I've never made the plunge. Collectively, I have probably that, if not more, in my foundation collection as it is, and I don't use all of them. Trying to get this foundation out. Bye, Sassy and Heels. Hope you have a good rest of your Sunday. So I think I talked about this before, or I think I mentioned it in my last Get Ready With Me that I posted the other day. I use a dry beauty blender, or I mean, this is the, I think this is the e.l.f. one, the e.l.f. sponge. So what happened was about a year and a half ago, I ran out of time and didn't have time to wet my sponge, so I used it dry, and it was just a beauty blender. It wasn't a knockoff one or anything like that, and I enjoyed the finish of the product so much better than when it's wet, because I have the issue when my sponges are wet and I try to blend out product. This is probably a user error more than anything, but it ends up picking up all of my product that I'm putting down. Like, it doesn't ever actually stay on my face. It just moves around, and it doesn't, like, it picks it up. It doesn't move it around. But when I have a dry sponge, I find that it's easier for me to actually move the product and put it where I want it. Of course, if my sponge is way too dry, it will totally pick up the product, but I feel like it's easier to lay product on top with a dry sponge than it is with a wet sponge. When I have a wet sponge, I can't lay any additional product on. So that's what I do. This is a little bit off, not terrible. It's a little bit more yellow than my skin tone. So let's see, what are you guys saying? Has anybody used Charlotte Tilbury foundation? I have not purchased any Charlotte Tilbury products. I have That's not true. I did buy the Hollywood filter. Is that what it's called? What is this called? I bought this, the Hollywood Flawless Filter, because Samantha Ravindal raved about this for forever, and then Smokey Glow purchased it, and she raved about it for forever, so I bought it, and I think I've used it maybe 3 times, and I think it has more to do with where I have it located, because I have it located next to my primers, because I have noticed both of those influencers typically use this under their foundation rather than as a highlight. So I haven't used it like I probably should. That is expensive. I have not tried any other products from her. Sorry if you can hear that truck going by. Apparently they want the whole neighborhood to know that they're driving by their house. You worked for Estee Lauder in the 70s. Miss Lauder hates false eyelashes. So you had to learn to do them so they were undetectable. I cannot put on false eyelashes to save my life. I think I was talking to somebody in my comment section about that this morning. I have false eyelashes. I have tried. It takes me, I really don't know the amount of time, but it takes me like 3 times the amount of time to put on lashes than it does to do my makeup. And I can't get them even. I have watched so many tutorials. I have tried so many different techniques. I just need to practice on it, and I just don't have the time to practice. So I just have normal eyelashes. I wish I could. In time, I will probably continue to practice that so I can revel in having beautiful long eyelashes. Ivory soap and Cetaphil lotion for cleansing body and face. I think I maybe missed something. Somebody asked what products to use for their face. Jouer makes a wonderful high coverage foundation. I don't think I've gotten any Jouer foundations. I have their blush palette, which I do enjoy. I have a feeling whoever's loud vehicle that is, they're just driving around the neighborhood because they just drove by again. Cetaphil is a wonderful product, so is CeraVe. You love Jouer everything. So I don't know if I missed something, if we're talking about what products we use for our skincare. I have a whole drawer of skincare, which I didn't show in my makeup products that I, my vanity tour or whatever you want to call it. I use either the Green Clean, which I'm not a fan of that one. I prefer the pink one. I think it's Zero, and you can get that from Ulta or what's that other site? I can't remember off the top of my head, but I prefer to use that one to take my makeup off. And then I use the Youth to the People Kale and Spinach face wash. And I have a couple of different face washes, but that's the one that's the combination I prefer to get all of my makeup off. And when I use those, I don't have any product left on my face. I don't typically break out if I use those products. On nights when I'm being lazy, because I'm going to admit it, I have nights where I'm lazy. I think we all do, where all I do is I take a micellar water and a cotton round and I will wipe it all off, and then I will wash my face. That is when I typically am going to get a pimple or two. I am blessed in the fact that my skin rarely has breakouts. Most of my breakouts that I get are hormonal more than, I never really struggled with acne growing up. I guess it's just in my genetics that I wasn't predisposed to have that kind of skin concern. But if I don't wash my face the double cleanse too many nights in a row, I will get some pimples. Oops. Jouer lip glosses. Yeah, I haven't had their, I think I have one of their lip glosses that came in a, like last Christmas, it came in a duo. And it's super glittery. And I'm not a huge fan of being able to feel the glitter on my lips, so I haven't used it. You're allergic to adhesive? You need a new eyeliner that's green for the inner lids that doesn't run. I don't have any colored eyeliner except for nude and white, and I rarely use them. I hardly ever put eyeliner in my waterline anymore. I used to all the time when I was younger, but I don't anymore. I'm not sure where the change was, other than I went a couple of years without wearing like any makeup. And then when I got back into makeup, it was when I started watching YouTube and watching beauty gurus. You guys use the Witch Hazel toner. I have never used Witch Hazel before. The best makeup remover you have is the eraser makeup cloth. I have that too. It's not my favorite actually. If I have used a balm already, then I find it does wonders to get all of the balm off. But on its own, I don't find that it does very much for me. Even when I try to use it with micellar water, it really doesn't remove like my mascara, or if I have had eyeliner on that day, it doesn't really remove all the eyeliner either. But that's just my experience with it. Shouldn't you wear a mask at work or in the shops? I'm not sure if something was mentioned about masks earlier. I wear masks everywhere I go, aside from my house or my vehicle. Hey Nicole, how are you doing today? Yeah, I have the other skincare products I switch between them. I have some of The Ordinary. I have something leaked in here. That's great. I have like a lot of, I liked this for a long time. I haven't used it in a while. For exfoliating, I don't really use that one as much. I have a couple of things from The Ordinary. In this one, I have the niacinamide and the, which one is this? The lactic acid from The Ordinary. I also have some stuff from the Inky List. I have the niacinamide, the squalane, and the retinol I have in here, as well as the hydroxyic acid. They had, when did they have a little kit? Oops, sorry. There was a little kit somewhere. I really like retinol. I hadn't used retinol prior to this purchase, and I will admit I purchased this from Hyram's skincare review. or one of his recommendations. And then I know recently Britt has talked about some retinols that she uses that once this one is gone, I may be, and I'm looking for new ones, I might use one of the ones she has recommended. I wasn't using retinol before, and it really does make a difference. So I will, that's a product I will continue to use. You love Hiram? I love his personality. He is so funny. So I haven't done much of, I have my base on, so apparently today I decided to do my base before I did my eyes, so I will probably do something very quick and easy with my eyelids. That way I don't have a ton of fallout. And I'm not going to use concealer because of that. I'm going to try and find my eyeshadow primer, which is almost dead. There's hardly any in here. I'm having to like squeeze and rotate the bottle to get any out. I'm using the Urban Decay, the original primer potion. Have I ever tried IT Cosmetics? I have their foundation. I will get it out in a minute. Is that supposed to say Clinique is your favorite powder? I have the Clinique foundation and I actually really enjoyed that foundation. It's just too dark for me. I was outside a lot more when I lived in Florida, partly due to weather, partly due to, it was before COVID. So I was a little bit more tan than what I have been recently. You like them for their lip products? I don't have any. You guys can probably tell. I like never wear lip products. It's very rare that I do. All right, let's see. What palette to use today? The Paula's Choice. I've looked for the Paula's Choice because I've heard nothing but good things about it, but I haven't been able to find it. But I need, if you guys watch my last Get Ready With Me, I need to take a trip to Ulta or Walgreens or somewhere, because like all of my my press setting powders are like done for. I only have loose powders. I'm not a huge fan of setting my face with loose powders. Obviously I will and I can, but I'm not a huge fan of doing it that way. I'm trying to find a specific, here it is. I think this is it. So today I am going to use 2 of the Kaja bento boxes. This is in Glowing Guava. So this is the one I'm going to use. It's dirty, I'm sorry. This is the one I'm going to be using for my matte shades. And then I'm going to be using the top one in the Rose Water. So this will be my crease shade. This will be my deepening shade. And then for my shimmer shade, I will be using that top one. So I'm going to ignore the chat for just a second to get my eyeshadow on, and then I will come back and see what you guys are saying. Oops. I got some of the eyelid primer in my eyelashes. Try to see what you guys are saying as I blend. You're on the hunt for new eyeliners. So it depends on what kind of eyeliner do you prefer to use, where I could give you my recommendations. I don't know if they would What kind of eyeliner are you looking for, Lorelai? Are you looking for a gel liner, a felt tip, a pencil liner, a gel pencil liner? Because I have a whole little basket over here. You didn't care much for Clinique's makeup line? So Paula Choice is having a sale on their website. I don't know if this comes off in my personality or not. I am very much an instant gratification person. It is very hard for me to order stuff online. I don't know if you guys can tell that about me or not. So I will choose to not purchase stuff online if possible. If I can find it in store, I would rather drive a distance to get the product immediately. It's a very, very bad flaw that I have. I think there was maybe some, I need to wash my eye brushes. If you can't tell, they're stained. I try to wash my brushes about once a week. I try to. I typically don't wash them but once every 2 weeks. But I think that last brush I used was stained a little bit because the shade usually doesn't come out this dark. And I transferred some up here on accident. Eyeshadow primer is a must. So for eyeshadow primer, I typically use the Urban Decay one, the original one, but I am one of those people who will use concealer and just make sure I set it first. Clinique never worked well for you. I mean, that's the thing. Like Clinique, I mean, with any product is all of our skin is different. So you have to take any kind of influencer, whether that's me, that's a larger influencer, even Britt, like we all have different skin types and different eating habits, different lifestyles. All of that really does come into effect when purchasing any kind of skin product. I always try to take recommendations from influencers who I know are living somewhat of a similar lifestyle to me, that are similar in shade, like skin tone to me, and skin type, before I really take their recommendation and go purchase products. So like Raw Beauty Kristi, a lot of her products work phenomenally for me. Same thing with Smoky Glow. Most of the products she has recommended have worked well for me if I've purchased them. Taylor Wynn, if I listen to, and that sounds bad, but rather than just listening to what she's recommending, if I listen to the reason she's recommending or not recommending a product, I can know if it's going to work for me because I've watched her content long enough. That is how I typically, and that's for base products and like skincare products. For eyeshadows and mainly for eyeshadows, it's really the way the palette performs, because we all as people like different colors. Different shades are going to complement different eye colors better than others. So I take those kinds of things with a grain of salt, except for like how the product is actually performing, if it's like a good product. If that made sense. I hope that made sense. So let me turn my computer screen keeps timing out on me. Let's see. Let me scroll up. What kind of crafts do you like? So I do a lot of crafts on the side with my sister-in-law and our second channel, which hopefully I'll have another cup video up this week. I have one that I'm hopefully finishing today, and I'm starting another one today. This is the one I'm finishing. I've showed you guys this cup before. I am just going to print the decal and put it on here, and then do the final layer of epoxy on this. And then I'm starting a watercolor cup today, hopefully. So I will have those up. I also do like not screen printing, but iron on for vinyl and stuff like that, heat transfer. I do things like that. You like jewelry making? I don't know if I have the patience for the jewelry making because it's dealing with such small items. I feel like if they ran away from me, I'd get frustrated. What is the Magic Eye Primer? I hear MAC has a good eye primer. So I think the thing that people use for MAC isn't actually an eye primer. I think it's a concealer. Oops, I had some fallout. See if that works. Like the Painterly paint pots, I think those are actually concealers. I might be remembering wrong, but I don't think those are legitimate eyeshadow primers. Or maybe it's the other way around. They're legitimate eyeshadow primers and people use them as concealers. Yeah, Madison, I do have a color switch, or I have it's just not good for your brushes. Where's it at? It might be in my bathroom right now. I have one that you can spray in between and then color switch and it'll be clean. I have one of those. I do use it occasionally, but it dries out my brushes. So I try to not use that unless I absolutely have to. You see a difference between primer and concealer? I think it depends on like how much concealer and what kind of concealer you're using. I know professionals like makeup artists and stuff like that will tell you that primers are the better way to go. And they can back up why, and I'm sure they're right. I mean, that's what they do for a living. My primer is almost out is part of the reason that I use concealer. I haven't really ever noticed it clinging in, like getting it clinging in my crease or anything like that. So maybe I've just gotten lucky with the kind of concealer I've used. Have you watched Auntie's Advice? I adored her. I still to catch up with her on Without a Crystal Ball videos. I have not heard of her channel before. I will have to go and look her up. You like Urban Decay? Yeah, that's the one I typically use. I have the Anastasia Beverly Hills, Anastasia, however you want to pronounce it. I have hers and I am not a huge fan of it. I don't know if there's a learning curve there or what, but I'm not a fan of it. I have hooded eyes. When my eyes are open, you can't see a lot of what I've done. You like Taylor Wynn? I'll have to go check out who Auntie is. I think I've maybe seen other people say Auntie, but I don't think I made the correlation that she was a creator. I started following her when she started 90-day reviews. Like 90-day product reviews? That's a good idea. Cinema Secrets. I don't even know which one I have. I've used a couple of different ones in between brush cleaners. they're just typically high in alcohol content, and that can dry out your bristles. And I don't purchase expensive brushes. I have some Sephora collection brushes, which are actually really good. And I did buy like the Jaclyn Hill set from Morphe and even the Jeffree Star one, even though I don't like Jeffree Star, just to see. And they're okay. I much prefer my Sephora ones that I've gotten over the Morphe ones. I use them all though, and then I had Ipsy for about a year, and that's where a lot of my other eye brushes came from, so they're just different brands that were in my Ipsy bag. I found Ipsy not really to be worth it for me, so I'm doing good with the brushes that I currently have. You tend to do your best with Tatcha Silk Canvas on your eyes. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody use the Tatcha Silk Canvas as a primer. Whoops. Maybe you need to become an influencer so you can get free product. I think it takes a while to get free product as an influencer, to be honest. Oh, 90 Day Fiance. Okay. Yeah, I know of that show. I think everybody knows of that show. I've seen an episode here or there, but I'm not one to really get into reality TV. I honestly, more of it comes to I don't have the time for it. I find it entertaining, just like I'm sure everybody else does. I just don't have the time to keep up with it, if that makes sense. You use the Becca Under Eye Brightener. I've heard good things about that. I haven't purchased it. I typically don't wear any concealer under my eyes. I mean, it's very, very rare that I will put concealer under my eyes. The only times I ever do is if I'm really going for like full coverage. Like I don't want you to see anything under my face. I don't have that bad of under eyes. I kind of just blend my foundation up there. You can see I'm a person who has like the sockets a little bit. So this is more of a shadow from my bones than it is discoloration. So even if I put concealer there, this shadow is still gonna be there unless I change the angle of the camera. And I struggle every time I get on a live with my ring light, every time I film a video. It's taken me about 30 minutes to get my lighting and my camera set up because I do the different videos. I do my nail videos, so I turn the camera all the way down. When I come back to do like a sit down video, it takes me forever to figure out because I don't have the best lighting, so I'm making the best of what I have for my filming setup right now. And please don't take that as me complaining, but I just mean what you see here that's natural. Nothing I do for makeup is gonna take that away. You can't bake. Oh, thank you, Madison. I appreciate that. I've never tried to bake. I think I did one time just to see what the hype was about. And I know you guys are saying my under eyes look good, but I mean, I have fine lines. I think everybody does. And the one time I attempted to bake, you could actually like see them. And I tried to bake my contour and it looked terrible. Like my skin looked so dry because I do tend to be slightly dry. My skin just pulled super dry and it was not appealing. You could see everything sitting on top of my skin and I didn't like it, so I've never tried it again. That's part of the reason I really don't like to set with setting powder. I use the finest amount, but I have noticed if I use too much, I get that same kind of effect, and it even starts to feel a little powdery, and I don't like that. One of the loose setting powder that I love is the Fenty Beauty in Butter. I love this loose setting powder. It's just so darn messy. It is so darn messy. So the last couple of days I've been using the Maybelline Fit Me. It's a little bit easier for me to control. That's why I've used this one, and it has a little bit of coverage in it. But I need to go to Ulta. Maybe I can talk my husband into taking me there after we go to Walmart to get some of my pressed powders, which this is what I really prefer to set my foundation with, either the Rimmel Stay Matte or the Maybelline Fit Me in 120. So thank you, Crispy. I appreciate that. You love the Fenty powder. I don't know if I've really ever seen a bad review of the Fenty powder. I'm sure there are some out there, but I haven't seen any, not from the creators that I enjoy watching. You've only baked one time, but as you say, you shouldn't do it if you have mature skin. Is that a thing? I don't think anybody really should bake, to be honest. I understand why drag queens bake, and it makes sense for them to, but like for everyday wear, I don't understand. Unless you're looking for a YouTube video and you're wanting it to really accentuate and things like that, I understand doing it for stuff like that. But for everyday wear, I don't get it. I feel like it's super noticeable. And I'm not trying to throw shade, but like when I go to Ulta or Sephora, I can tell on the employees there who has baked, it doesn't blend out very well from what I have noticed. It is very evident that they baked, and it doesn't really look that good. It doesn't look terrible, but it is obvious that that's what they were trying to accomplish. It's theatrical. I mean, I guess it could fall under that. I know there's some people, like employees who work at Sephora or Ulta, who do that makeup look. Like, I'm not going to judge you for it, but I just don't understand why you do it, because it is, to me, it's obvious. Maybe to others it isn't if they're not familiar with makeup, but I think it's kind of obvious that that's what they're doing, unless you do a very light bake where it's like hardly detectable. And then at that point, I get confused as to why they're baking. Like, if you want that sharp line under your contour or wherever you're baking, I feel like people bake their contour lines in their under eyes. Why don't you just use a lighter concealer? Like, that's my thought process. Maybe it doesn't work like that. I am not a beauty guru. I am not a makeup artist by any means. So my advice, take with a grain of salt, quite literally. These are just my opinions and like my experience in playing in makeup. You use it for photo shoots to mattify and smooth lines. Yeah, I definitely can understand the method of baking and why it's used in particular situations. I just mean for everyday wear more than anything. I don't think it's necessary. And I really, honestly, like, part of me wonders, are these beauty gurus or people like that who are doing baking in their tutorials, are they actually wearing that every day, or is it just for filming? And that's where my question is, like, who is Robert? I get the Welsh twins mixed up so much. I think it's Robert who's the makeup artist. He has done multiple videos showing the difference of makeup on camera versus what he wears in real life. And he is a pro makeup artist. He is phenomenal at his work, and his YouTube channel is amazing in my opinion. I like his brother for skincare too, but he has shown the difference of what his makeup looks like underneath all of his lighting and what steps he has to take to get the finish he gets with other products for daily wear. I find those incredibly educating and really telling and teaching people. Despite like he's got a great personality, but despite that, he literally is educating people, and that's what I believe he started his channel for. I've learned a lot of like makeup theory through his videos. He's one of the makeup artists that I watch that say you shouldn't use concealer. And so every time I do use concealer as a primer, I'm like, yeah, what the heck is baking? He's so funny. I'm like, oh man, if he knew I was doing this right now, you know? So I enjoy his videos and I get where he's coming from. For me, I don't have all of the lights and stuff. So like the products that I use for my videos and stuff like that are literally what I wear for every day and how I do my everyday makeup. But it's good for YouTubers even like myself. If I ever get to a point where I feel it's necessary or I want to improve my quality even more and I can afford it, and getting all those things to know, like, if I want my makeup to look good, I'm going to have to take steps to be sure that it translates for you guys. So I think it's educating in a number of ways. You're late. You've never heard of baking. I'm sorry. I'm sure you already explained it. Baking, I don't know if you're being funny, but just in case you aren't, baking is when you take loose setting powder and you are setting a part of your face. It's typically under your eyes or underneath your contour or a mixture of both. Some people even bake their forehead. It is where they put a lot of loose setting powder in those areas and they let it sit. Bake, hence the word bake. They let it sit for a while and then they sweep it away. Yeah, beauty gurus do, I think there's a little bit of like a disconnect between like products that beauty gurus push and stuff like that. When it comes to like base products, like that's where the largest difference is. Even whenever you watch Robert's videos of those series, because I think he's got a couple of videos in relation to that, it seems that the most affected part is your skin tone, so your base products and how your contour and your blush and things like that are coming across, not so much your eyeshadow. So I mean, like I said before, I will almost always like take people's. Am I still here? I just got a phone call. Sorry, guys. Am I back? Did I buffer at all? So I will always take beauty gurus' eyeshadow reviews pretty straightforward. And even if it's an advertisement or they're being sponsored, I will still listen to what they have to say because I understand they're getting paid for it. And there's a chance that maybe they're not being truthful, but their reputation is on the line. So I don't think they're going to fully just lie to their audience. I know there have been creators who have done these things, but for the creators that I watch on a regular basis, I trust their opinions and their reviews to where I wouldn't really take them saying, oh, this is a great product and I'm sponsored, as them lying. Alrighty guys, well, I am done with my makeup. I know we've kind of chatted quite a bit about different makeup and makeup products and things like that, but I am gonna go ahead and go for the day. I need to go and run a couple of errands and things like that. So I will have my nail video up if you're interested in how I did this set. It should be up within the next couple of days. I'm gonna try and get it up tonight, but it might not be up until tomorrow. And then I'm gonna have a couple of other pre-recorded videos, but there will be some lives throughout the week. Tomorrow I will put up the voting for the discussion on Wednesday. So if you guys have any ideas or things that you want to talk about that haven't been in the voting list, send me a DM or comment on last week's voting poll. Adoption's going to be there, and I think I'm going to recycle through some of the ones that we did at the beginning. Now that we're getting more attendance in those, I want everybody to have the ability to experience each one. So with that being said, I hope you all are having a good day, evening, night, wherever you are, and I will see you next time.